Today's video, we are going to talk about targeting American Express card holders. And when I say targeting them, we're not targeting targeting them for the fact that they have an American Express card and that they're rich. Well, top 20% of income demographic, that is true. That does match up with American Express card holders, but we're talking about targeting people who buy things with their American Express card, because there's a way that you can target people who buy specific things with their card. This makes Facebook ads work incredibly well in comparison to the way that Facebook ads are set up today, given that Facebook has gotten rid of most of the really well refined audiences since the privacy debacle in 2020. And also targeting through Google Display Network and so forth. So effectively, you could target people who, for instance, if you sell if you're an Italian restaurant, just to give you an example of where we did this before, you could target all the other Italian restaurants in your area and the people who use their American Express card to buy from those other competing restaurants. It doesn't get any better than that in terms of targeting. If you're trying to run ads outside of search engines, you got to figure out how to find an audience of people that effectively are a slam dunk to get in front of, because the ad cost to get in front of them costs money. So the question is, can you find the audience? Targeting your competitors who buy repetitively like that, there's no way that doesn't work for any of you guys watching this. And of course, even if you don't have repeat customers, you could target people who buy other things. Such as, we had a client who sold an air filtration device. And with that, you could target people who buy other stuff to treat asthma, allergies, and so forth. So with that, we already know that this person already has a problem that our air filter effectively takes care of, and then we can use that as to power our Google Display Network campaigns, our YouTube ad campaigns, our Facebook campaigns, of which I'm going to explain how to do that in this video so you can do it for yourself. And so with that, this effectively is a brand new thing that very few people know about. And the information's so good that I shouldn't be sharing it. I should just be using it for our own internal purposes. And I'm sure people who use this are pissed that I'm even sharing it with you here today. But I'm sharing it anyway, because that's what I do. So I'll tell you how to specifically do this. If you want to target competitors of yours, you can do that. If you want to target people who normally, when they buy they buy your product, you can do that, like I was just explaining before with the air filtration product. You could target anybody who buys anything with their American Express card with the method I'm going to give you here. And then there's some key facts or information you need to know with it to be able to also make sure your campaigns are successful, of which I'm also going to give you those tips so you have everything you need to be able to do this on your own, run your own campaign to American Express cardholders, and of which this doesn't take a huge amount of cash up front. You're paying as you go. You're paying as you use the audience. That audience of people that you're targeting, the more you target this audience, the more you pay. If the audience doesn't work, you don't have to pay anymore. So, and then if it does work, obviously it pays for itself. So there is no cost, effectively. Anyway, with that said, I'll get directly into the content now. So Amex cardholders are perfect to target with ads, as they're in the top 20% of income demographic in the US. And that might be different overseas, but you can actually, the way that you're able to do this is because Amex has a partner program where the data that they have, they won't sell it to you directly. They'll sell it to you indirectly through these intermediary channels that anonymize the data. Because there's privacy laws now. Even in the US, there's privacy laws. You can't do certain things. And I'm not even going to speak on what exactly you can do and you can't do, because I would, if I say the wrong thing and you end up getting sued, you're going to come after me, so I'm not going to say it at all. But effectively, the idea is that American Express sells their data to a third party that you deal with to get access to the data. Third party anonymizes it, and then if you want to advertise on Facebook, they send that anonymized data to Facebook, so you could target individual users on Facebook who bought from their American Express card certain things without actually knowing who those people are. That's effectively, and it gets around the privacy issues. So anyway, the American, it's called the Amex Advanced Program officially, this data selling program that they have, but it's not them that you're going directly through. It's through a secondary company called LiveRamp. And that's the third-party intermediary that you're dealing with to be able to access that data from American Express to the Amex Advanced Program, so you can use that data to target your campaigns on Facebook and YouTube and so forth. LiveRamp is just one company that the Amex sells their data to that I know of, but there's other companies that you can get access to the data through and to. But you don't need all of them. I can just tell you in advance, just deal with LiveRamp, keep it simple. So with that, American Express card holders, though, are in the top 20% of income demographic in the US. Okay? So with that, and I wrote an article about this recently, there's effectively no middle class in the US anymore. I know that's not politically correct to say, but I don't BS you guys. Some products that you have to buy, you can sell them to the middle class, effectively what is left of it, which is basically none, and sell to people with all incomes. But if you are selling discretionary items particularly, or anything that's in the semi-even luxury class, wasting your time basically marketing to anybody with the top 20% in today's environment. At the very, very least, don't waste your money advertising to the bottom 80% when you can go after the top 20%, get that working, and then start testing, the top 30, top 40, and so on and so forth, so that you don't blow your whole wad of money and end up with nothing before the thing is going. You start with the most profitable stuff when you do ads. The way that you should do ads is start with the most profitable stuff. It's most obvious to work, and then go into the next most obvious thing that should work for you, and then build up until you can't go anymore. But anyway, American Express has top 20% of the income demographic. You can actually also sell through this LiveRamp, Visa and MasterCard holders too. So if you find out American Express works, maybe you try out Visa and MasterCard's credit card holder data and purchase data as well. You can also access that through LiveRamp. So with that, if you're going to do this, by and large, number one, guaranteed, it's guaranteed to make money, yes, if you can do this, but number one way that makes the most money to target somebody that bought somebody is somebody buying from your competitors, because you already know that they bought. You don't have to convince them that what you sell has value. They already know it has value. Then all you got to do is just say you have a slightly better deal than that competitor, and now you got that sale. People all the time make that mistake where they say, they see a big company out there in their niche, and they say, oh, they're running so many ads, it must work. I'm going to copy them. The reality is it's probably not even profitable for them. They just got investor funds to piss away, and it looks like it's profitable. And instead of doing what they're doing and copying them and just running and pissing all this money away to get customers at a loss, why not just market to the people that they've already marketed to and warmed up, and just snipe them at the last second right before they're about to make a purchase? That's my favorite method, my go-to method. I'm going to go to every time before I do anything and try to develop my own market. So of which you should do too, and there's no reason not to, because you can literally tap into people who buy from your competitors every time. So the way that effectively this works, like I was trying to explain before, there's the Amex Advanced Program, the data sharing / renting / selling program that American Express has. And what they do is they have a certain price for their data. They go through these resellers, which you can almost think about it like the Amex Advanced Program is like the manufacturer. And then instead of selling directly to the consumer, they sell to a distributor. and the distributor sells to the end consumer, or should I say retailer if you want to say that. So Amex farms it out to their data out to a bunch of retailers that then sell to you, the advertiser. And one of which that I use is LiveRamp. Okay, you can go sign up for a LiveRamp account and do this. And then with the LiveRamp, you can there's default audiences that you can pick, but there's also custom audiences that you could create within LiveRamp. So going into targeting just people who bought from one specific niche market or product type, or like people who just go to and buy from Italian restaurants, like I gave you with the example before, you can do that through custom audiences through this LiveRamp. And then once you do that, what it does is it lets you send an audience automatically to your Facebook account or Google if you're going to do it through Google, and then it just shows up there. Now you could target that. It's a custom audience. It's created for you through LiveRamp, and through the API they send it to your Facebook account once you link everything up. And that's basically all there is to it. Now you can advertise to just people who buy from your market already. My favorite way to do this, just to give you a general idea, is to, like we had a day spa, luxury day spa. What do we want to do? Target all the other day spas in the area. And you could be lame, and what everybody else is going to do is just ask them to go to their day spa. They have nothing to say that they're different, or they don't have a unique selling proposition. But even if they did, they say, oh, we're more luxurious, we're cleaner. Who gives a shit? When you have an ad popping up for somebody that you're interrupting, it's not good enough, or not good enough even with that level of targeting to do very, very well. What we would do, and what we did in that situation with the luxury day spas, is to say, prove to us that you go to the other luxury day spa, which we already know that they already go there, and we'll let you come in the first time for half off, and then later totally for free once we understood what the numbers were. All you have to do is prove that you go there by showing us your receipt, so we don't have scammers coming through effectively. And that's it. And then once they come in, you track them. And the day spa, I admit it's a little bit easier to track those than like an Italian restaurant customer, but you can still track that as well. There's no reason why you can't. And then you just track those people you're giving the free stay to, or 50% off if you want to go there. And then you just track to see how long they stay. What we also did to also make it the customers more sticky is when they come in, we gave them right away a coupon for 50% off the second stay. And then when they came in the second time, we gave them another coupon for another 50% off the third stay. Why? Because people are creatures of habit. You don't build a habit by going somewhere once. But once they've gotten to your business 3 times, they're yours. That spa that they usually went to 4 times a year for the last 15 years, they're now going to your spa. And then you just look at the lifetime value of a customer. Once you find out, oh shit, these people that we're getting, they're coming an average of another 10 times, and they're spending $1,000, we could totally give away the first time they come in for free. And then that gets you the maximum amount of people clicking through your ad ultimately. You give something for free, that of course is going to get the maximum click-through. The better the offer you make, the more the click-through you're going to get. And then if you can target anybody in your market, why the hell would you not target the people that are your competitors' best customers that are spending the most money? You could advertise on Google search, and that's easier, but the people coming through, a lot of those people aren't going to be buying more than once or twice. Why not just go and steal the people that are coming in all the time to the competitor, that are not going to Google search looking for anybody, and poach them? That's much smarter to do. So anyway, you get the general gist here. Now, a couple other tips to know, or to speak on here quickly for you. Repeat purchases are the best. So what you want to do with this, when you create your custom audience list, is target people who haven't bought just once. Going back to what I was saying before, why not target the best customers? Well, you can with this system that I just explained. They bought at least twice, then now you know they're a regular buyer of that versus a onesie or just a fluke. Or you could go and you could make a list that they had to buy at least 3 times or 4 times or whatever you want to do. For all practical purposes, as long as they bought more than once, it's pretty good. 3, and once you get past 3, it's already like you're not going to get much benefit past that. targeting someone who's bought in 10 times or whatever. So you don't need that. And it's just going to shrink the size of your audience anyway, or it would be profitable enough as long as you've saw, because ultimately not everybody buys with their card either. They might buy with cash. Anyway, you get the general gist. So that's a big factor that will determine the profitability of the lists that you're creating. And then also the recency of their purchase. I'm going to suggest that you target somebody that's purchased that, whatever it is that you're trying to target for your audience, within the last 90 days, and even better, a lot better, is the last 30 days. So if you know that, going back to that, the air filter product, we're targeting people who buy remedies for asthma. If they bought that remedy within the last 2 weeks, and now we hit them with our ad for the air filter that says it's an anti-asthma air filtration device specifically for fixing asthma, they're going to be way more receptive to it than they bought that asthma solution, 6 months ago, obviously. So that's another thing to consider. Yes, there's drawbacks to it, because the more recent the purchase, the smaller your list is going to be. So what you want to do, like I said before, to sum this up, go after the stuff that's the most likely to convert first. Who cares if it's a list of only 100 people? Only 100 people. Because you can always come back later and make another stab at it with the next biggest size list. Just try the multi-buyers and multi-buyers within the last 90 days. And then do multi-buyers in the last 120 days. And then just keep doing it until you run out of steam on it. So you get the general gist. So anyway, this is something people don't know in general or at large, that you could target people who buy with their American Express cards. People don't know that they can be targeted that way either. And whereas I don't advocate getting super creepy with it, saying like, someone's bought penis pills and you come up with your ad that says, here's my penis pill remedy, and doing all that kind of creepy shit like that. People want to see relevant ads. So, just don't make it an obvious tip-off that you know that somebody buys from there, which is easy to do. Obviously, if you only bought penis pills and I saw an ad, I'm going to know there's some weird tracking crap going on, and I may not do that, even though that technically would work really well. But you get what I'm generally trying to say here. I just wanted to, some people come to these videos where I talk about like doing hyper-targeting and stuff like this with ad campaigns, and they talk to me like I'm some sort of villain or whatnot, and what I'm saying is you're giving your data away when you use this American Express card. There's a reason why you're only paying $40 a month for a membership fee. Would you be willing to spend $400 a year instead of $40 a year for that membership fee and not have your data stolen? No? Okay, well then what the hell are you bitching about? Because this is the way that the world works now. It's the same thing with Facebook or anything. With Facebook, you could pay $100 a year and not have any of your data used. If they did that, Facebook would collapse overnight. So, everybody wants to make money with their advertising. Nobody wants to be tracked in a weird way. And more so, nobody wants to see ads. You can't find anything else that's good for you unless you see ads. And what I'm saying is, if you're going to see ads, you might as well see an ad that can help you improve your life instead of some random bullshit. And most people do agree with that when I explain it, or when I go on and say that to them. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. It's legal to do. My book, anything that's legal to do, or aren't a total bastard, you do if it's going to make you money in business. You make money in your business, you're spending that money, and that improves people's lives more than the irritation of somebody thinking that they saw an ad that they shouldn't have been seeing because of some tracking data, whatever. I'll wrap it up with that though. If you like the video, I have a ton of other videos on this channel about how to make money with ads online, just like I did with this video, and so therefore you should check them out as well. This video content is the content that you should subscribe to, because I have 15 plus years of ad strategy experience, and so the information given to you is valid. Most of the crap on YouTube here is by professional YouTubers who don't run an ad agency like I do. or they're selling courses or some other BS. That information doesn't work effectively because of that. I'm a guy who makes YouTube videos, but also spends 40 hours a week just doing ad strategy at my ad firm. So if you want real information that works, this is the channel you subscribe to. Furthermore, if you like the video content here, I also got a blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog, as well as you can also find my column over at entrepreneur.com. And my written work is actually even better than my video content, so I encourage you to check that out as well. If you have any questions at all, by the way, about anything I talked about, want to do this, got stuck, had a snag, whatever, let me know down in the comments. You can actually ask me any ad-related question that you'd like to. I'm more than happy to give back just as a thank you for watching this video and to help us support our channel. With that said, if you are looking for an ad manager now or in the future, this is exactly what I do for clients here at our firm, and we guarantee results for our clients and would for you if we were working together and decided to work with you to raise your sales from your advertising that you have going. And what we guarantee is you get more sales or more leads on the same ad spend starting out, or more leads at the same cost per lead or whatever. But bottom line, we do not take fees until we get a certain minimum results on your campaigns, and there is no fee if we don't get those starting results. We give you a little bit of a boost up front, enough to justify even the cost of the services we're charging for. So the only catch is you got to have something that's going to obviously work and be marketed, but because we got to get you results before we make money, we're not going to blow smoke up your ass, and you'll get an honest opinion about what can be done with what you're doing, coming from somebody who does ad strategy all day long. So if you're interested in a proposal or an assessment, you can reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com. Furthermore, if you aren't looking for an ad manager per se or an ad agency to help you manage your accounts like we normally do for clients, we also have ad templates we're also selling. That is, we've worked in over 100 markets at this particular point in time in the 10 years that I've ran Guaranteed PPC. And what we'll do is, well, if you've worked like in the plumbing space, one of the markets that we've worked heavily in, you could take the ads, the landing pages, everything that worked in that space, and then buy them from us straight up. Use them in your account to get the same results we're getting that we had spent millions of dollars in ad spend and testing to figure out what works in that market. So if you want that, you can also inquire about that as well. And I can promise you, our templates, for what we were charging, you're going to save way more money just buying the templates with the known results we're getting, of which we could tell you up front, than doing all the same stuff we had to figure out to get the same results. Furthermore, people are using them to start side businesses. If you want to start another business, use the templates that we have. I mean, the hardest thing to get a business to work is to figure out an ad campaign that will work for it. For the most part, unless you got a new technology or something. You can just use the ad templates, landing page templates, campaign templates for a certain market that will generally get profitable results. You use them in your own ad account, and it's like having a business on training wheels. You got the proven ad campaign right from the start. Why not start there? Anyway, and we got people selling leads using our templates and everything else. So if you're interested in that, you can also reach out to us at Guaranteed PPC. I'd be more than happy to tell you about the templates we have if you're interested in that as well. But I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on my next video where we have another great strategy for you then. Take it easy.